Well, hello there. This is our second episode of Let's Talk Business, and I'm so excited about this. Business is just a passion of my heart, and it's also so nice to me to speak to other people and to just do something. And I really, really, really hope that whatever we say and whatever we do on this program is just going to bring you into another level of your life. Now, last week, when we started looking at business and talking about it, we realized that business is tough. We said that. I said, be honest about your business. Go make those lists. Be honest, honest, honest. Write them down. Set them out. Say, this is where I'm at. This is what I don't have. This is what I've got. All of that. But today, this is so vitally important for us to deal with who we are, where we've been before, that I don't want to move forward to any other topic. Because when we're successful in business, there is a reason for it. There's a thinking behind it. We need to know that when the one company is doing well and another one is not doing well, but they may sell the same product. Why? Why would somebody go and buy from that company and not from this one? What is it that motivates people to do things different? You see, a lot of it has got to do with trust. I do believe that a lot of people that I use in business are people that I have a trust. When I've dealt with them and I've seen they've done it well, then you've got to trust in them. Sometimes I don't know anybody, but they may walk in and I understand that these people understand what they do. They're confident. You see, confidence is exceptionally important in our sales pitches, not arrogance. Confidence. Because a person who knows what they're doing, and a person who knows where they are, founded, will come across confident. And that will bring them more business. That's why we can't move forward. I can't talk to you about all the other interesting things in business until we've dealt with a couple of things that might hold us back in the future. So every week we're going to talk about a couple of things that I want you to go and deal with. I can't do that, unfortunately. If you're in our group, it's always nice because we deal with stuff right there and then. But because we're doing it this way and you're just listening to me, it's going to be a challenge, and I'd like for you to take this and let it work for you. So this week specifically, I'd like to look at two things that would hold people back. And I say to my class, and I say to the people sitting in my group always, I say to them, in my shoe, if I have that little stone, I don't know if any of you have ever had a shoe on, and it's got a little stone, you know that it doesn't matter how big it is. Size of that stone is totally irrelevant. But if it's there, it shouldn't be there. So it's holding us back. If there's a little stone in our shoe, you can't walk properly, you can for sure not run, and you're going to be hurt. So there's not a person on the face of the earth, I think, that will walk with a stone in your shoe. No. Our whole body tells us, get it out. Deal with it, get it out of your shoe, man. If you want to go forward, you're going to have to just get that thing out. So our body gives us a signal. And the pain and the discomfort of that thing tells us, get it out. So you're not going to run any race with a little stone in your shoe, are we? So sometimes we're running a race of business with a lot of stones in our shoes. Shouldn't be there. And the stones that I'd like to talk to you about today that are in our shoes, that we have to get rid of, very, very important. You need to identify them. That's something I can't do for you. That is something you need to go and sit down and say to yourself, what is it that makes me trip? What is it that causes me to stop running when I'm running? What is it that stopped me from running even before I start? Those are the little stones in our shoes. And I can assure you, you cannot start this race with a stone in your shoe. You've got to deal with it, got to get it out. It's got to go. You can think, what has this got to do with business? It's got everything to do with business. Because if your business is going to be successful, you're going to have to be the person that's going to make it successful. And I wanted to take it right to the basics. That if that stone in that shoe is not dealt with, business is going nowhere. Because the person that's driving that business must run the person that's driving the business, the person that's behind it, the person with the vision. I don't care how many people you've got eventually working for you. The person running the business, the person that's going to bring this, even start the business, has got to have a clear mind, has got to get rid of everything that's going to hold you back before you even start. Now, as you go on, things are going to come up, but we'll deal with that. You know, weaknesses are going to come up, and I'm not talking today about weaknesses. I'm not talking about, say, for instance, you say, but, you know, I can't do accounting. Let's put it that way. And you think, so I can't start a business because I can't do that. That is not a stone in your shoe. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about today. That is just simply a facet of business that we deal with, because those things, you don't have to do everything. You don't have to be good at everything to be successful at business. You've got to be honest, and you've got to know that you're not good at it, but you find somebody else to do that. That is not a stone in your shoe. I'm talking about those things that's holding you back from being successful. Wrong mindsets. Things that's happened in your life. Previous experiences that your mind's going to remind you of every single time that you're going to face a situation, and you're going to face situations in business, that's for sure. It's going to come up. So you've got to train, and it's like an athlete. You've got to train, you've got to make sure the gear is ready, the outfit is right, the stone in the shoe need to go. If you're going to run this, you're going to make a success of your business, we cannot just get in and say, one morning I'm waking up and now I'm starting my business and I'm going to take this dream and I'm going to bring it out, or I've got this plan. But as soon as I start to go with it, I start to get maybe depressing feelings. I feel vulnerable, feel down, I can't do it, wrong thoughts, and all those things. It's vital to deal with it. As a business owner, it is vital to deal with the wrong mindset. It's vital to understand what's holding you back. And like I said, I can't tell you that. I can give you examples, and we are going to talk about a couple of them today. But I cannot tell you what they are, but I do know you know. And once again, we're going to have to be honest with ourselves. Once again, we might have to just get that little piece of paper out and go and sit somewhere. You don't have to be with somebody. Perhaps you are. Maybe you're a couple in business, and you may want to do it on your own a bit, and then together, and get somebody else to speak in, and let them speak to you. And let them tell you, because sometimes that person sees what's holding us back and we might not even know it. But the vital thing is that we are honest with ourselves. What is the stone in your shoe? Because if you're going to do business, you're going to have to run without stones in the shoe. That's for sure. Now, two things. One thing I'd like to focus on first is something that comes up that is a stone in most people's shoes in life is failure or previous failures. Perhaps you've done some business and you've run into difficulties, things went wrong. Maybe you've made a lot of mistakes, and you know what? Join the club, because it's normal to make mistakes, and you might have been beating yourself up. Maybe you've lost everything. You may have even gone bankrupt. And today, that's a stone in your shoe, because you want to get back on track. It's over now. It's done. It's finished. Take the lessons, take the mistakes, take everything out of that, write it down and say, I'm not going to do it again. Because that might just be what's necessary for your future. It doesn't matter. It's finished. But we have to understand that when it comes again, I'm going to make the right decision. Bad decision making is not good. It will land anybody in trouble. But it doesn't mean I can't change. It doesn't mean I can't wake up tomorrow morning and make good decisions. It's a choice. So failure is a thinking pattern. If we fail because we're doing the wrong things, it is absolutely sorry for my absolute truthful English word, is just stupid. If we're just going to do the wrong thing all the time, and we're just going to make mistakes, then you're just going to get into trouble. So the only answer is stop doing it. But what's the right way to do it? But there are certain things that we're doing, we don't even know we're doing it wrong. So we need to find out what mistakes are we making that is a habit that could cause our business to get into trouble because we're making those mistakes. Failure does not mean I am a failure. Separation from me in the business is exceptionally important. But do understand that failure is a sign that something is not working. So I know that a lot of people, once again, speak positive. I do, 100%. I do believe. I say to you, listen, look at the failure and turn it around into something that's going to be successful. But don't let people tell you that failure is good. Because it isn't. I mean, if I want to switch my car on and it's not working, I'm not going to say to the specific model of car, I'm not going to phone them and say to them, shame you failed now and I feel really sorry for you. They should give me a product that's working. So when something is failing, it's not working. So don't let people tell you any nonsense. Failing means something should be tweaked. If we failed, there's a reason. The only reason why something is failing is because there's something needs to twist. But it's not a negative. It is actually a positive. Because when something fails at working, we at least know I need to change something about it. So past failures should never become this big thing in our minds. And what we do is we take sometimes failure and we blow it up. And we make it huge. And the next moment, your mind is going to give you answers. Believe me, the mind is programmed to give you answers. You cannot just take the past and wipe it out of your mind. It doesn't happen like that. Your mind's going to give you the same answer than what it did the last time. You're going to run into a situation, and when that comes up, and previously you failed, you're going to want to make the same decision. So we're going to have to train our minds to be exceptionally tough when we're in business, because it's going to come. But if we are stuck because of a previous failure, we've got to be honest about that, and we've got to start to talk to ourselves and say, that is a mistake I've made. It is done now. It is finished. We cannot allow that to keep on coming up, keep on coming up, keep on coming up. If we've made the mistake and it's caused us so much happened in our lives. It's caused us problems. It was time that was spent on this. It was just not nice. It doesn't matter. It can hold us back from being successful in the future. It is a stone. When I wake up in the morning and I think the whole time, maybe I failed, and that's why I won't be successful in business. If I go out into business today and I'm going to get how many no's? That's normal. That's a rhythm. That's not a failure. So when people say to you, no, I don't want your product, or not want to buy or whatever, it's not a failure. That's normal. We need to live with it. We need to get into the rhythm, because business has a rhythm. And sometimes there's another thing that might hold us back, and that is a past success. I've dealt with people previously that have been exceptionally successful at a certain point of their lives. And now they've gone through perhaps a difficult phase, or things started going wrong, or certain things happened. Now they're trying to do the same. Go back to a past success. Because I was so successful, why can't I do it again? A past success is wonderful and it should always be celebrated. But our life should start to consist of continual successes. We should start to change our minds and see little things as successes as well, and celebrate them. Make them big. Celebrate the successes. But don't always keep on referring back to the old one. Because if we think we are still so good, we might just be trying to get into a new market, and we're using the wrong strategy. So the past success of what I've done previously, can you see, is actually holding me back from success. That is a stone that you need to deal with. Perhaps this is a new project altogether, but I'm trying to do it the way I did the previous one because it worked previously. Can you see that? It's not going to work. Because this project might just be exactly something different. I may have to change a little bit. I may have to tweak a little bit. I may have to get into the whole thing. We're living in a fast-paced environment today. We're living in a time where technology has taken over. And perhaps I was successful at something 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. But that might not be the recipe for what I have to do today. Today has its own success. Start to celebrate successes on an ongoing basis. Start to celebrate yourself in those successes. Start to look at failures as, I've just got to get over it. A lot of people are not making a success of business because they take a personal thing like unforgiveness or anger into their business. And there's no confidence, you see, because your client is not looking to see that. But we can. It's visible. So those are stones that's holding us back. When we are not possibly even fit, a lot of people want to run, they've got to be busy. I'm not talking about running like running. I'm talking about being busy in your business. And it takes its toll. You may have to push long hours. You may have to work harder than ever before because we're going to have to do things that other people, we don't have to pay everybody. You can't pay everybody. You're not in a corporate environment. Some of the stuff you're going to have to just do yourself. And then you've got to be fit. You see, and if we're not fit and we get tired too easily, that's a little stone in your shoe. So we need to make sure we deal with the stone. We've got to have a plan of action. We've got to think strategically. Business is strategy. And we've got to understand when I start with something, what do I want to get from it? Why am I doing it? If there is not an objective to what you're doing, why are you doing it? Wasting your time. Business, in that regard, should really be approached in a way that is completely fine-tuned. Get rid of what you don't need. It is, once again, I get back to an athlete running. You got to get the thing out of your shoe. There's no baggage. You can't take everything of yesterday into the new thing. Whenever you start that race, there's nothing on your back. You've got to have an objective. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Why am I selling this product? Do I know even if there's a need in the market for that product? You see, we've got to be so clear in our minds that we don't have time anymore. That's why we're dealing with it now, so that we can get on to the next level, you and I. So that I can say to you today, it's a mindset, it's a choice to be successful in business. But if you want to be successful in business, you're going to have to let go of the little things that's holding you back. Little things that might hold us back is what somebody may have said 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 days ago, I don't know, maybe this morning. Who cares? If that thing holds you back, it means you've got to deal with it because you're now in business and you want to make a success. So these are attitudes of heart. These are things that we have to sort of make a clear choice about. We've got to start to have the attitude of a winner. You've got to look like a business person. I mean, really, let the people see when they look at you. I want to give you my business because you are just so confident in what you're doing. That is what we're all about. That is what business is all about. Never ever do anything that is not sincere. The first thing I would tell you is always be authentic in everything that you do. So you don't have to be insincere, but get yourself into that place where when people look at you, they're going to actually want your product. They're going to want what you offer them. Because even if when you start to employ staff, the staff starts to reflect who you are. They start to reflect what we do. So deal with the stones in your shoe so that when we get back together again on Let's Talk Business, we can start to talk serious business. Until next week, goodbye.